loud. Just so everybody knows we're being recorded.
Yeah, so no funny stuff.
Yeah, so.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, so good morning, everyone.
Morning.
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 We're happy to see everybody and to have you all here with us. This is my one day that I, actually put a little bit of makeup on,
I did too.
I thought Mike looked good. Yeah, I thought he looked especially good today.
I
Yeah.
did, thanks, I did.
So we're doing these things. Like, I think everybody's probably working on this, but I'm letting my bangs grow because I've been wanting to do that for years, and now I have no reason not to. Mike's growing a beard, so
You can't see it yet.
you can't see it yet, but I can see it.
I'm gonna trim her bangs for her though later.
No,
I'm gonna get a
Uh-uh.
little-
Don't let him do that.
no, that's not happening. So I thought we would start this morning with the Reiki ideals. So if you want to just, if you're listening to this when you're in the recording, please don't be driving. I don't think people are in any places, but just in case.
They should be at home.
You should be home. Everyone should stay at home.
Mm.
Okay, so
Okay.
put your hands in Gasho. Okay, take a deep breath. In through the breathing loving light and Reiki energy in through the crown of your head, feeling it go all the way through your body, all the way down to your feet. Just feeling that loving energy coming in. And this time as you breathe in from the bottoms of your feet, connecting to the earth energy, Mother Earth. Bringing all that energy up and through you and letting those energies mingle together. Okay, just for today, I will not hold on to anger.
Just for today, I will not hold on to anger.
Just for today, I will not hold on to worry.
Just for the day, I will not hold on to worry.
Just for today, I will be filled with gratitude.
Just for today, I'll be filled with gratitude.
Just for today, I will do my work honestly.
Just for today, I will work honestly.
And just for today, I will be kind to myself and my animals.
Just for today, I will be kind to everyone, including my animals
And myself.
and myself.
Namaste. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's everybody doing with all this? Are you feeling trapped? Are you feeling okay? Are you just like, how's it going?
The only trap for me is cat food. I have 2 cats, so they eat more than 1 can a day. So when Safeway was limiting the amount of cat food we could get, I was anxious. I talked to a friend in India, who said that most cat food, Friskies, is made by Nestle company, which is all over the world. She says it's mostly made in China. And Chewy.com, who hasn't had the flavor that I use, now is posting beside it the warning that this may never be refilled. So yeah, well, after I came up this area and called another cat friend, she offered some solutions. So I'm actually doing pretty well other than that. Yeah.
Great. Well, I think that this is an interesting time where we're all having to look for new solutions to a lot of different things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
how's everybody else? Morning, Eric. I see you there.
Hi. Yeah, good. All of a sudden I realized my backdrop was a little bit weird. I turned off the video. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Hey, hi. I'm busier than ever with, I know, Chellie and Mike, you guys know I pastor a church, and so we're attempting to be together virtually when we had never done that before. And so I'm my local colleagues all in Sonoma County. I'm in Sonoma County. We all have shared that we're busier than we've ever been trying to figure this all out. So
There's a lot to it.
yeah.
You're
So
a pro at it now, though, aren't you? With the,
what's that?
I said you're a pro now with Zoom, right?
Well, slowly but surely, yes.
Yeah.
But so, and so today was the first day I just got back from, we bicycle with our dogs and we have an interurban trail just 2 blocks from our house. So it's good to, but we had our masks on today the first time, but felt a little bit weird, but so it's weird. It just changes every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
But,
trying to limit myself to looking at the news for 15 minutes in the morning, looking at it on my phone and then turning it off. I know we need to be aware of what's happening, but I could go down a rabbit hole and find it 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, what have I done?
yeah.
I mean, not that we have to be doing something, but
Yeah.
I
We
feel like
don't?
you do, but everybody else doesn't have to be doing it. But I do feel like, there becomes a sense of overwhelm. And so we don't necessarily need to go into overwhelm. So.
I have a story I'd love to share because
Hear it.
I'd like to share a story because Eric inspired me when he talked about using a mask. And when they all started talking about masks, I knew we weren't going to find masks anywhere. And, after my son passed away 6.5 years ago, we still have several boxes of stuff that he had in his apartment. And every time I've needed something, I've said, Dan, I need an apron, and I'd find a new apron. Dan, I need rubber gloves, and I'd go dig in a box and find rubber gloves. So the other day I said to myself, I said to my husband, I said, we are going to need masks and we're not going to find them anywhere, but I'm going to ask Dan for a couple of masks. So I said, Dan, we need a couple of masks, and, if you can make sure there's some in one of those boxes. And my husband laughed at me. And then he went out in the garage and he dug through the box and he came in and he said, we're saved. And he had 2 masks in a bag.
Of course.
So,
How cool is
like, come on,
that.
this is like crazy, but he's still taking care of us.
that box sounds like it's Mary Poppins' bag.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to go and ask him for like $1 million and see if that's in the box. But I guess I have to settle for bungee cords and rubber gloves and aprons and masks. But anyway, we have 2 masks. So
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great. And we were lucky with the mask. We had masks left over from the fire last fall. So,
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
yeah, so that,
if anybody is handy, I got an email, I got a text last night with 2 kinds of directions for making your own. If anybody out there sews, I'd be glad to send it on.
okay.
Or you could just sew a couple and send them to us too.
I wasn't intending to sew. No, confession, I have a full box of N95s, which I had ordered for in case the summer was smoky, and it wasn't. But I have a procedure in 2 weeks. So even the people on next door who were asking for masks advised me to hold on to mine because I could at least share them with the doctor, the surgeons at the time. Yeah. Who may need it, actually.
Yeah, and do you have like 14 cases of toilet paper too?
No, I don't use toilet paper at the rate that other people do, being a single person, and always, what's the word for tight?
Too much information.
So I'm fine. I have plenty.
That's great. Well, we have a couple new people here. Let's see. Oh, Kaylee.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Too.
Nice
You're
to
going to
you.
be in our class in a couple of weeks, right?
Oh,
Nice.
Your online class.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, how does that work?
So so I wanted to talk about some other stuff, but in addition to this, but we're going to be doing a Zoom level 1 and 2 class in April. We have a few brave souls who are going to go through this with us, and I'm just kind of processing myself how we've always said that this couldn't be done at a distance, but
but it can. And this Saturday, William is doing a class for people to upgrade their Reiki in case they're worried about it. I'm actually not worried about it because once he downloaded it, it's part of the Reiki field now. So I already knew that, but I'm going to take the class because I want to take the class. I want to, be with everybody, and who knows what will break through for me.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm personally still processing all of this, so I don't really have an opinion to share with anybody about that. I think I've always thought it was possible. I don't.
We'll see how it works out.
Yeah, and everybody who's taking the class, I've also assured them that if they like every class we teach, they can come back and review it in person. So if they want to, so we'll just see how it all goes.
I have a question. Did the licensed teachers already get that upgrade? Because I've seen others posting that they're doing online stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah, I was on Monday. And yeah, I mean, so because I'm me, and I'll just admit this, I'm not a fan of change, and pushed me personally in lots of ways. So the idea that we could do this was not something that I was especially comfortable with at first. But I also know that there's a lot of people that, we need to get Reiki out into the world more. And right now we need it more than ever. So we can't stop teaching. And, other people have been doing it for a while, and it's been working great for them. So I'm just,
we're going to do it.
We're going to do it.
Is it a possibility that the master class will be in person?
I hope so, because the next master class we have scheduled is June.
Right.
So we're hoping by then that it's in person, like we're doing. Like this is, for me, this is something, I know that there will be people who like the idea of, oh gosh, Mike was joking around, we could sell our house, take our backdrop with us, and just travel around in a motorhome and set it up and teach wherever we are and just be, like online. But I think reality is we will do this as unless something changes for me, we'll do this as like, this is because we're in unprecedented times. And, you know, however long this virus thing lasts, we have to teach online. We'll go back to teaching in person as the minute we can go back to teaching in person.
Okay.
So I have a question. I did not get, and I was just looking, I didn't get an email about a class online.
Well, William's doing a webinar. William and Colleen are doing a webinar tomorrow for it.
7 hours.
Oh,
It's a pretty long webinar. So we went through it on Monday, and we're gonna, there's a good possibility I'll be teaching it too once I know everything that there is to know about it. A lot of it is how to teach online. A lot, you know, how to use Zoom, how to, you know, there's some upgrades that are done and so I don't really know. I don't know yet. There's a lot I don't know.
I
And I
have
have to admit that I don't know them.
I have a quick question.
Uh-huh.
With the master class, does that make you capable of teaching Reiki?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
just curious.
Yeah.
Colleen also did I listened to about half of it or maybe more yesterday, but Colleen Benelli did a podcast with William that talks about this and answers a lot of questions. So anybody wants to go to ReikiLifestyle.com, you can find the podcast. You can find it on Apple Music, and
Oh, wow.
really good to listen to, you know, even if you're not going to do it.
Well, I mean, I think that it's the short version of this is that we are like solutions. That's what, you know, we have to come up with some solutions. And this is something that's going on now. And we don't know, we just don't, I mean, that's the thing is everybody has a lot of opinions and a lot of ideas of how this is all gonna play out. But a lot of us don't know. I mean, we just don't know. I mean, nobody knows. They have, you know, people who really know a lot about it and they still don't know. So we've got to figure out different ways to share the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all learning experience for us anyway, so it'll be fun. I'm sure
Yeah.
it will be. We just follow the same format except for a couple of different things for the online portion. That's all it is. So
Yeah. So we're hoping that the in-person, that the master class that we have scheduled in June will be in person.
I hope so too.
so I'm with a group. I'm training to do something and doing a mentorship, and I was asked yesterday to be a co-facilitator and do a meditation and do Reiki to like this, like here we are and I'm doing Reiki, and I was the one doing it, and I was, you know, like this. You saw me like that. My first instinct was it has to be to one person, but then I thought, well, if William asks us to send Reiki to the world, we're sending it to all these people and whoever is going to receive it. And so I don't know. I did that. I don't know who got it, who didn't, how they felt. It was just kind of, I did it, I was done, and that's it. I guess I'm wondering what your feelings on that is in light of, you know, the training and everything too.
I think that oftentimes it's appropriate. I mean, that, yeah, we send Reiki to a lot of people all the time. Whether it's an online like this or whether it's sending, you know,
through your
to,
grid too.
yeah. I mean, and also, you know, if you really are interested, you can set up your crystal grids and send Reiki, put that, you know, in our crystal grid, we have everyone who's impacted by the coronavirus. That's pretty much everybody on the planet.
Yep.
But it's, Yeah, and what was that thing you read today from Carolyn?
98.7
98.7 people who
97% of the people that have coronavirus
will recover.
will recover. It's like 98%.
So looking at it from
The positive
more of a
side.
positive thing.
Instead of,
I mean, it's
100,000.
because otherwise it's overwhelming.
That's an important piece, because all the news, they always report how many have died, and sometimes they report how many have recovered. But that's really,
I haven't heard that
that's the
report.
important thing. Yeah, how many are recovering now? Yeah,
Yeah, you don't hear we don't hear the recovery very often.
right.
Yeah.
Is it possible to put the, okay, I can't. I'm reading notes here. Oh, here we go.
Still small. You should bigger box there.
Yes, we should do that, Mia, and I will do that once I figure out. My plan this week is to learn how to use Instagram.
Oh, wow.
That's
Mia's going to show you.
Mia's going to help me with that.
Where is Mia?
She's right here.
Oh,
There.
Yeah.
see you over there.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about is that there's no, like, all of us kind of tend to get a little bit caught up in our own stories with this. Like, it's pretty easy to go into the fear mode. And the thing that I keep telling myself, and I want to share with you guys, is that there's no room for fear when you're in the place of love. So when that starts happening, if you start to go into that cycle of, how long is this going to last? What are we going to have? What's going to happen? Then I think it's important to just take a deep breath and do some Reiki on yourself, and maybe reach out to somebody that that knows that you do Reiki and say, hey, I've thought of you today. Random people throughout the week, I thought of you today, and would it be okay if I sent you some Reiki? Because if you go into that space of sending Reiki to someone else, the whole fear thing just melts away. It's completely gone. And so, those people that I hear from eventually who are, I'm still seeing some of my clients, and when I see them, or, I talk to them the way I do my distance session is I talk to them for a little bit on the phone, we hang up, I send Reiki to them, and then I call them back and we talk for a little bit about the session. A lot of people are feeling lonely and overwhelmed and afraid. And so if you have the ability to send to just one or two people, that ripple goes out the other direction. And if you can send to somebody, just, you don't have to do a full session. You can do 15 minutes is great. And it'll really shift the way you feel, and it'll really shift the way somebody else is feeling, and it just kind of goes on. So anybody have any ideas or thoughts or questions or?
Quiet group. Wow.
I share your experience. I've really had some nice, and I've done Reiki to friends, old friends who are centering prayer friends on the East Coast. They've had very good experiences.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, really. So cool.
I mean, I've done a couple of other people's Reiki shares online, and Heidi and John Kowalczyk do some, and it's been wonderful. I mean, last night we had, I don't know, about 16 or 17 people, and we just spend a few minutes sending Reiki to ourselves, and then we send it to the other people in the group, and then we sent it to people that we love that needed healing, and then we just sent it to the earth, all the people and the animals and trees and the birds and the flowers. And so that was nice. It was short and sweet, and it feels like it works, you know, and it's a connection when you can't be together. So I just thank God for Reiki every day that I have it, you know, and when I do, in my, you know, my husband has the TV on a lot. I do watch it, but I try to not get into the fear mode. That I just keep with that mantra, you know, I am healthy, I am well. And
Every little cell in my body is healthy.
every little cell in my body. Say that a lot.
Like that.
But I try, you know, it's not that I don't ever get afraid. And sometimes we even talk about, well, okay, what'll happen if you get sick? What'll happen if I get sick? What'll happen if we both get sick? But that's not the focus. It's more like, let's just at least have some kind of a plan just in case, because we don't have any family around here. So, and my daughter is in Florida, and I think more about her and my grandson, because Florida is just a big mess right now. And they're not really adhering to the, you know, social isolation the way they should. So, and her job is kind of in jeopardy. So that, you know, those things are scary, but I really have to give them up to Reiki that somehow it's all going to work out okay.
Yeah, it can be overwhelming. Like yesterday, you know, I was freaked out about the idea, and like, you know, our business is clearly impacted, and that everybody's businesses are impacted, so it's not a secret. So the SBA thing, I went on, so Jasmine on this call suggested I file for an SBA loan, and I was like, ugh, the whole computer filing for a loan, doing that kind of stuff. I was totally overwhelmed. So I thought, well, I just have to get it done. Like, just try it and see what happens. 12 minutes, start to finish, I was done. They have streamlined that process so much. So if you own a business and you are impacted, file for an SB. I don't know how much we'll get. I don't know if we'll get anything, but that process to file for it is very, very simple.
Cool.
There's a bar at the top of the SBA.gov website, and it says, if you're impacted by COVID-19 and want to apply for a loan, this is how you do it. And you just click on it, and it asks, like, you know, how much, you know, what is your name? What is your social security number? And, you know, how much money did you make last year? Pretty much. And that's it. Mia, you had a question?
Oh, I was just going to say that I got some information from my local, I think, economic security in San Carlos. And I think that I remember reading that they were forgivable if you were using them to pay for your expenses for the business. Right? Yeah.
Right. So like your rent or your insurance or whatever, like, you know, or if you happen to have employees. Mike's my employee. Not really, but anyway, they have a lot of good information out there, and it's you know, and it was much simpler. You know, I tend to be kind of like, you know, a little nervous about it, and I just was like, well, I have to get it over with. And it was, so anyway, if anybody knows anybody or that has a small business, and a small business is apparently anybody who has a company with 500 or less employees.
Oh,
That's what a small business is. So if you know, and they have the funds available, so you might as well check it out.
You can also go on online for, if you have a house payment, car payments, anything like that, car payments, you can go on and they will give you up to, I think, 90 days extension. You can add it to the back of the loan or something. And it's an automatic approval thing. They'll do it one time. And I think mortgage payments are supposed to be similar. I don't know for sure about that. But I believe you can do that for that too. They'll extend your payments. They'll just add it to the back of your loan. I mean, the frugal people that don't want to pay the interest, of course, won't do that. But if you need to, or if you have to, because of cash flow, you can apply to like Chase or those, and they will automatically give you an extension, I believe, up to 90 days.
Yeah, there's 4 banks that are giving 90 days. I don't remember which ones they are, but I know Chase is one of them. And I know Bank of America is giving 60 days automatic. So anyway, that's just something, if your income is impacted by this, you should reach out to your.
And a lot of times they're not even asking if you're, for instance, if you are working from home and you're being paid for it, you can still get your extensions for your loans. I mean, you don't have to, I mean, if you wanted to, but if you wanted just to save some money in the process of it without, even if your cash flow is good enough now, it might be a good idea for down the road. So it's just an idea that's available. So.
Okay.
We are really quiet today. My goodness.
Yeah. Anybody have any?
Barbara needs a dance.
Sometimes I just get up and do it, you know. I mean, I just think I can't stand it anymore. I got to dance, or I'm go for a walk and I got music on and I'm dancing and hoping nobody's driving up the road thinking I got something wrong with me. But at this point, I don't care anymore.
I'm sure, Barbara, they're driving by and smiling at you.
I hope so.
Anything bad
There's
at all.
that crazy woman on Anita Drive.
They're probably wondering why they are not doing the same thing. I think everybody should.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, do you have any tips on how people can not be sitting around eating too much?
Yeah.
That's a hard one. Frankly, for me, when I'm stressed, I don't eat, so it's not a problem for me right now. But make sure you have things like the baby carrots that come in a bag, you know, and then wipe down the bag and everything. Things to munch on. Usually something crunchy helps. You know, of course, if you're gonna have apples, make sure you wash the apples and everything. But I would say, you know, don't stress out too much about the food part, because we have enough stress in our life already. You know, try to stay away from the candy, things like that. You know, do eat. I mean, eat. Just be, you know, pay attention to what you're doing. If you're buying a lot of potato chips, not a good thing. You know, so try to find some alternatives. This is also a perfect time to do a lot of your cooking at home now if you've been going out a lot. I have a lot of friends who are single and former clients who are single that ate out every meal. So I mean, now they're being forced to introduce themselves to the stove and start cooking at home. So, you know, and then also get out for a walk, get some fresh air, get some vitamin D. You may not be able to go to the gym right now, but walking is does 2 things. You exercise, it also gets you to clear your mind. So walk, you know, and there's a lot of online trainers right now that are offering things for free. If you go to Instagram, Facebook, Carolyn's daughter Samantha is offering free workouts on her Instagram page. You know, you can follow along.
Nice.
It's all free.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce.
Can I share something that I've done? I'm just going to say it. And I don't do it every day, but I've taken a bubble bath, and then I've done Reiki for myself in the bubble bath. And for whatever reason, the hot water, the bubbles, the smell, I don't know, but it's like the Reiki is just like, and it feels so good. Anyway.
Yeah. Good idea. That's a wonderful idea. Thank you.
Yeah, love it.
Anybody else? So let's go around the room and tell us what you're grateful for, most grateful for this week.
Oh.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I am grateful that my husband is eating a good breakfast and lunch now.
Nice.
Nice.
He wasn't doing that before. Now he's working from home. Now he's forced to do it.
Great.
Yeah, makes me happy.
I'm grateful for interactions like this because without the online, I think I'd be going even crazier than I already kind of am.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm grateful for my health and the health of my family and friends. And having Reiki, I'm very grateful for Reiki to be able to make a difference and help people during this time.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great one.
I'm thankful for the people that I'm confined with.
That's a good one. I was thinking about that yesterday.
I'm grateful that where we keep, my wife and I have horses, a horse each, and the ranch is still open so that we can still go there, and we get over there 3 or 4 times a week. And that's such a great thing. So relaxing, and talk about, I mean, I give them the Reiki, but they're giving me all kinds of stuff. Those horses, boy, it's amazing.
Yeah, those horses, they can give Reiki.
Their aura, their therapy, their therapeutic presence is so huge. It's kind of humbling, but it's great. I am very grateful for that.
That's right. I forgot you had horses.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
I hate to confess, I'm a Virgo, and as such, I'm a nonstop work person.
What happened? You stopped.
That's really
Yeah,
It's working. It's working. I mean, I'm home alone, and all this stuff is coming into me that is helping me form the business to be. Yeah, I wrote the book. The book is not out yet.
Your sporadic connection.
It's really exciting. You know, I'm just, oh, wow. And yesterday I said, but I really need some help with blah. And last night, the email came in saying, we just released program. So
Release what?
Some sort of a program.
Okay.
I'm in a sea of grace.
Right.
I love it. It's just, it's grace that fits me. So good, you know.
Thank you.
What do I say? I'm speechless with happiness. Yes.
Hey, Barbara.
Well, there's a lot of things that I've been, if Pam McMahon forces us once a week at least to think about the things we're grateful for. And certainly technology is one of them, that we can all stay connected. I mean, you guys are on the West Coast and I'm on the East Coast, and here we are sharing how we're doing, you know, and that's pretty amazing, you know. So I'm certainly grateful for that. And then, you know, Bruce was talking about eating right and walking, which are the things that are really keeping me going. I mean, I've been doing more cooking now. It's been like when I was first married and, you know, my husband worked in field service. We were traveling and I didn't really have friends, and, you know, I didn't have a car at the time. So I was home cooking all day, and I'm kind of gone back to that. And I'm just really grateful that I know how to cook and that we're, you know, we have access to really good food. And so we've been eating really well.
Wow.
And also that I live in a place where I can go for a walk every day and it's safe. And if I do run into a neighbor, which is wonderful, we can be on opposite sides of the road and have a little conversation and still feel like, yeah, we're okay, you know? So yeah, those are the things that, you know, I think we're kind of getting back to the basics because we're being forced to do that. And I want to be one of those people that believes that there's a reason for all this and that we'll be a better world when we're done with all this. I hope so. But I'm certainly grateful for Reiki and for opportunities like this to just kind of get together and share. So thank you.
Kardashians, right?
Yeah, coffee with the Kardashians. That's what my husband calls it. I like you guys better than the Kardashians anyway.
Good.
Don't have as nice a tan, but really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another, yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
Put Jasmine
Well,
on.
I'm also thankful for Zoom, for the
Oh.
whole technology thing. Hi. Joe's family, you know, he's one of 10 kids. He's got a huge family. They're having a talent show tonight on Zoom.
Oh,
So we're going to be taking up all the bandwidth. Just, you know, it can be like 40 people on here. And one, I've
Oh,
never seen
geez.
40 people in one screen, but I'll let you know how it goes.
oh, Mike could MC that for you. He's good at that.
Wow.
Mike is the MC at the Reiki retreat for the talent show.
Oh, nice.
So he goes around and
Harass everybody.
harasses people into signing up for the talent.
And he's really good at it too.
He just kind of says things like, okay, do you want to be on first or what? He doesn't-
I'm already stressing out about it, Mike.
Okay, relax, Barb. You're first.
And also, I will say, I'm eating whatever I want. I'm not doing the diet thing right now. So it was a nice question you had. How can we eat right? I'm the opposite. I'm like, how can I get those chips I want or whatever? I'm saying, I had a cute thing on Facebook. I saw it's these little kids with their nice big bellies, and they're just enjoying and reveling and lifting up their shirt and bumping bellies. And it said, this is how we're all going to look when we see each other, you know, after the coronavirus. And I thought, that is my spirit animal right now, those kids with the nice bellies.
That's funny. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Man, how is school going? You're teaching.
Oh, we're on break right now. So we're back on Monday. And I think, I mean, it's going to be crazy, but it'll be better than it was the first week. Yeah, it gets better every week.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah, we just need to get the connection fixed. I think the computer that I use isn't working so great. So I think I'm going to go through the phone because it seems to be a more stable connection.
This is
You're just going to use your phone, you said?
Yeah, I bought a tripod and that's what I'm using right now. And it seems to be like a more stable connection.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah.
think I've got it right now.
Going to the house. Yeah.
Cool.
so. How does that work? I mean, all the kids have a phone. Of course, they all have a phone. So they're
Well-
listening to you talk to all of them at one time.
So it could work like that in theory, but it doesn't work at all like that because
okay.
it crashes. It sort of like slows everything down and everything crashes.
Yeah.
So it's working more like posting the instruction and then having kids jump on and off to
Okay.
sort of ask the questions that they have
Uh-huh.
and interact with each other in more of a small group, because that doesn't seem to bog down the bandwidth so much.
Yep.
And it's, I mean, it's working piecemeal, basically.
So do you guys use Zoom at all?
We do, yeah. I'm not sure if that's going to continue to be the plan, but we are using Zoom right now, and that's how we're doing that. We're calling them office hours, and the kids jump in and ask whatever questions they have about the assignments, about the instruction. And it's nice because you can have like a one-on-one connection, or a connection like between just a couple of kids. And sometimes the whole group gets together. That's a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What grade do you teach, Mia?
5 and 6. So I have 88 students. I did like the first week, I did have all 88 of my students in a room with me, and that was like insane.
You know, Zoom has this thing called breakout rooms. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I use those.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
A friend of ours, their son, they go to school near here, and the teacher had some of the kids were, I think all the kids were on the class that were in a particular class were all together, and the teacher at the end of her time with them, jumped off and left the kids on so that they could talk to each other. And my friend was saying that the kids were like, she could hear him laughing from the other end of the house. They had, you know, the friends that they aren't able to see that much, they were able to check in with. And it was, you know, she said it was amazing. You know, so we're really, I am very happy about the technology we have.
Agreed. Yeah. I don't know what I'd do without it. It's been life-saving.
Yeah. So.
Is Jasmine sleeping?
Jasmine, are you sleeping?
No, I'm here. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. We haven't heard from you. You're usually more vocal than that.
Well, this is part of my new, I guess, quarantine thing is I'm trying new things, and one of them is just shutting my mouth more. So in my ears more.
Okay.
Okay.
So, but I do. But while I'm speaking, I guess I would like to say what I'm grateful for. And first and foremost, it's you guys today, Mike and Chellie. Chellie especially brought me into Reiki. So if it weren't for her, I wouldn't be practicing it every day. And it's really been a lifesaver, especially when things are hard like this. Another thing I'm grateful for is cat videos. Because when I'm feeling really bad, I love watching cat videos. So thank you, YouTube, for posting all kinds of cat videos.
I read somewhere cats are the backbone of the internet.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. Well, we're grateful for you too.
Well, thank you. And I love you.
And I love you too. Let's see, what else? Anybody else? I guess that's everybody. Well,
Not you. You didn't say what you're grateful for.
Oh, I'm grateful that if I have to be not sheltering in place, since I am sheltering in place, that I'm sheltering in place with.
That's the way I feel too. It's my buddy.
Like,
Says he makes me work in the garage.
yeah, except, you know, when we're working on the garage, not so much, but most of the time.
It's getting almost done.
I think that probably, I'm going to say by next week, we might actually be able to do a video of that.
Ah, of the garage?
Show it all done.
More pressure.
There's pressure for you.
We're going to be looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And I should have taken before pictures too, but I didn't.
You need a wide angle lens.
Yeah.
You know, till you really get the effect of how it is.
How it is, yeah. And let's see. I mean, I'm grateful for so many things, and technology, and you guys. Yeah, you guys. I mean,
especially.
This is so much fun for us to be able to get online once a week and kind of just check in with everybody. There's actually some people sending a virtual hug. Oh, nice. Mia.
Oh. We've been hacked.
At least it's clean.
I think one of the other things that I'm really grateful for is that we, you know, we have technology, we have, you know, we all have, and now the whole grocery store thing is coming, you know, kind of seems to be settling down. They, you know, we went to Costco last week.
Oh.
Wow. So that's another thing I wanted to mention. So this whole thing is like, I was thinking, well, you know, we've been sheltered in place for 2.5 weeks. We're not going out. you know, we're not going to be spreading this. So I'm going to go. And then I realized what a moronic idea that was. Like to, you know, we can't just still go to the grocery store every couple of days or go out, you know, we need to really, like the way we're going to get this to work, everybody really stays home, not, oh, I need to go to run to the grocery store for, you know, a can of tomato soup. Like we just have to kind of figure that out, like work around all of that. They're saying, you know, don't go to the grocery store and get enough for a month because then that cleans out things, you know, leaves left. But every week or two, instead of, you know, our typical MO used to be every 2 or 3 days we'd go get stuff. Well, now, you know, we should be all staying home as much as we can, except for going out for a walk. But we went to, when we went to Costco, I was shocked how many people were still out in the world. Like, I don't know if they were just feeling like we were, like, well, I'm tired of this. Well, tough, I guess, is kind of the thing that we need to remember.
We got to go to the old people one from 8 a.m. to 10. And there, the parking lot, not kidding you know how many rows are in the Costco parking lot. But we were all the way down at the end, and every row all the way back,
up and down,
there were carts, people lined up to get in there. And they were letting like 50 people at a time.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
And once we went through the doors of Costco, we were in there 30 minutes, probably.
At the
You walk down the aisle and they're throwing toilet paper and paper towels and everything in your carts as you go by them. It was pretty good.
They were like, you get one. Here it is.
Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't one roll, you know, it was old.
Yeah, one package.
And so they had people in the store were working, they handed you the items.
They were just throwing, well, like the big cases of
Big
toilet.
ones. Okay. Yeah.
So we've gone to Walmart at 7 a.m. once a week, and we still have not seen toilet paper.
Yeah.
No, Costco has it.
Yeah, Costco has it. If you are you a member?
Not a member. Yeah.
Join.
I mean, we're okay. I was going to say something stupid. We're okay, but you know, we're getting to that point where maybe we're not going to be so okay. And I prefer not to use just my hand. That's what I was
Remember,
gonna say.
toilet paper paper towels and tissues also work.
Yeah.
Still throw them in the toilet.
Right.
Well, you have to rip them into small pieces.
Oh,
and the other, I mean, so it was amazing to me how smooth, like how they managed to get things under control in a very quick way. It felt like we were in a weird movie though. Like I was walking along with a mask, everybody else had masks on, you know, we were all walking, you know, like I had like this extra thing over my hair and a jacket on so I could take that off. And it was just like some sci-fi movie. I was like, I don't even want to go anymore.
You should show them your mask.
No.
It'd be worse than mine.
So there was a thing on Facebook yesterday where some woman took her husband's clean
shorts,
undershorts, gone over her face and then used it to put over top of her head. So the elastic was here and it covered her hair.
You should really show
them. But you could look for it and it's kind of an interesting look.
It was, I thought, well, wow. Those don't look so good.
Chellie.
Well, we won't have to wear makeup, you know? I mean, really.
Yeah.
How was the checkout at Costco? I mean, did they check you out quickly?
So they had big yellow lines at
6 feet away.
6 feet away from, and they had somebody pointing you to a line. Like this one is empty.
But there were no lines when we were there.
Yeah,
I mean, just
they
went
had
right over to
every
register.
register was open, and they had people just sending you from one, and then like if there would have been somebody behind us, there was a line where they stood at that line, and
and they let you unload your groceries or no?
They did.
They unloaded our groceries.
Okay.
They don't take your, they just, you hold your card and they scan that.
Oh, okay. We went through that before this whole thing started. Okay.
So they don't touch it. The only thing you touch really is when you put in your card,
Okay.
paying for it.
And they were wiping that down after everybody.
So it was,
Yeah,
they were doing a pretty good job. They were
was-
pretty well organized.
Well, we tried to go in last night at, I guess, 5 o'clock, and they were closing at 6:30. There was a long line. At least 40 people were in line, and there was no way we were going to get in. So we just went to Lucky's.
See how fast the line moves.
It does move fast.
Yeah, it moves very fast because people are not, I mean, I kind of got into the, oh, hey, look, there's outdoor furniture.
Essentials.
Like, we have to shop for food. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
They're not letting.
yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
people are getting in and out. Nobody wants to be there, so they're getting in and out and they're letting other people in. So
When the line started moving, there was probably 200 people in front of us.
Wow.
Line started moving. I don't think it took us a half an hour to get to the main door.
How many people were ahead of you?
About
200.
200. And they push you right on through in there. That was pretty.
Yeah.
And people are able to keep space between each other with that many people around?
They
Like
were in
wearing
space.
Mask and rubber gloves. You
Well,
gotta be good.
you've got your cart and then you've
Okay.
got a few feet. And so
Wow.
when you lined people up ahead of time, everybody was, it's interesting to me. What was even more amazing to me was how people were actually following the rules.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Trying to, there was one lady that was like, well, I don't want to wait in line. People just laughed at her and she just walked on. Like she didn't, nobody was going to, let her in line.
Yeah.
And she didn't, So anyway, it was fascinating to me.
You're going to be stuffed in a cart if you tried to cut in line at Costco.
I bet.
Especially in the morning because all the old people were there and they were looking at everybody.
Yeah.
There was a joke on Facebook that I saw where this guy tries to go up and cut in line in front of this lady at the early morning at Costco or something, and she beat him off with her cane. He comes back and some guy threw him back out in the street, and the guy said, "Now listen, if you don't let me to the door, you guys aren't going to get in because I have the key."
Well,
Yeah. So anyway, back to Reiki and not to,
Part of Reiki.
I'm gonna have to go here.
we're really excited about our online class, and we'll be reporting about how that all works out. It's a couple of weeks from now,
What
so
is it, the 18th?
the 18th and 19th. So yeah,
Okay.
so we're excited about
It's a
that.
1 and 2 class.
And the
Yeah, 18th.
and then this thing online that's tomorrow is that William and Colleen are doing is
For Reiki Masters.
it's for people who are already Reiki masters, and it's an ignition upgrade and then a lot of information about how to use Zoom and how to teach on Zoom. So it will be it'll be interesting to see how it all goes, and then we'll just see what happens. I mean, I just don't know how it's all going to shake out.
I'll be good.
I'm still processing, and I'll know more after I've actually taught using it rather than sitting through a class.
Chellie, do you have to be a professional member as well to take that class on Saturday? I thought I saw something.
Yeah, it is for professional members.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing something with it
Yeah,
too.
and so but the interesting thing is, like, after a class, from now on, when we teach, it will also be in our agenda to be teaching people how to teach online. So if you've taken a master class from us, we let people review those at no charge. So if you decide you want to come learn about that, and you're welcome to come to when we do.
Imagine the only charge would be is whatever the ICRT is charging us.
Mm.
Do it.
Yeah.
So,
But I also there's being online with and taking Williams and Colleen's thing will be amazing too.
Mhm.
So thank you, everybody. It's been
over an
it's
hour.
been just over an hour, and we love you all, and we will see you again next Friday.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Love you
Thank
guys.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
Everybody.
Bye.
Yeah, how do you do it? Shut it off.
Yeah.